Imagine unlocking a power no one can see but everyone feels. A strength born not from noise, aggression, or endless action, but from silence, calm, and self-mastery. What if every obstacle could be transformed into opportunity, simply by observing, flowing, and directing your energy with precision? Picture acting with perfect timing, speaking less but commanding more, bending without breaking, and conquering the world without proving anything. This is the hidden force within you, waiting to be awakened. Discover how silence sharpens your awareness, calm amplifies your power, flow turns resistance into advantage, and self-mastery makes you unstoppable. Are you ready to feel it? True strength begins not in action, but in silence. Many people mistake noise for life, chatter for progress, and constant motion for power. Yet, when you stop and allow the mind to settle, you discover a force far greater than any physical might. Silence is not emptiness, it is awareness. It is in the quiet moments that we hear the subtle truths of the world, the hidden patterns that others miss, and the rhythm of our own spirit. A loud mind is like turbulent water, unable to reflect what is real. A quiet mind is like a still lake, mirroring everything with clarity and precision. When the world demands that you speak, act, or perform constantly, resist the temptation to yield to noise. Observe first, listen carefully. Let the stillness shape your understanding before you move. Words can mislead. Opinions can cloud judgment. Impulses can betray. But silence reveals. It teaches patience, cultivates insight, and trains the senses to perceive beyond the surface. Every true master knows that the power to act effectively comes not from haste or volume, but from the depth of quiet preparation. In silence, one learns the value of restraint. To speak less is to conserve energy. To act less is to act more purposefully. Every action taken from a place of quiet awareness carries more weight, more precision, and more impact. In contrast, actions born from noise are often scattered, wasted, and shallow. The world may mistake constant activity for strength, but real strength is deliberate. It is measured by the depth of thought, the calmness of intent, and the ability to move at exactly the right moment. The mind trained in silence is a mind free from distraction. It sees patterns where others see chaos, hears meaning where others hear only sound. It does not react blindly to provocation or circumstance. It responds with clarity. This is the kind of strength that cannot be challenged, the kind of power that does not need to prove itself. The quiet mind is a fortress, a source of unwavering focus, and a channel through which intention becomes reality. Silence allows you to connect with your inner self, to understand your strengths, weaknesses, and true desires. It is a place where courage is born, not from bluster or show, but from deep inner knowing. When you cultivate silence, you cultivate wisdom. And when wisdom guides action, no force in the world can stand in your way. Strength is found in stillness, and from that stillness, all power flows. When calmness becomes your foundation, power follows naturally. The world around you is filled with chaos, noise, and distraction, and most people allow it to dictate their moods, decisions, and actions. But when the mind remains calm, it creates a space where clarity thrives. Power is not measured by aggression or force. It is measured by the ability to respond rather than react, to see the truth through the fog of confusion, and to act with precision when the moment demands it. Calmness is the quiet engine that drives mastery. A calm mind does not rush. It observes, evaluates, and understands before taking action. In that observation, it finds patterns that others miss, opportunities that others overlook, and weaknesses in situations that seem unyielding. Those who act in haste or under emotional turmoil often waste energy, make errors, and fall into predictable traps. Calmness allows energy to be concentrated, not scattered. It transforms thought into action and action into results. Calmness also shields the mind from external influence. When storms rage outside, whether in the form of conflict, pressure, or fear, a calm mind remains centered. It is like a tree standing firm in the wind, bending only when necessary but never breaking. Power is not loud. It does not need to announce itself. True power is quiet, measured, and deliberate. It commands respect not through intimidation, but through presence, composure, and unshakable focus. Through calmness, the mind cultivates patience and discernment. Decisions become guided by reason rather than impulse, and actions are imbued with intention rather than reflex. This is where mastery of self transforms into mastery of circumstance. Every challenge, obstacle, or confrontation becomes an opportunity for demonstration of strength rooted in composure. The calm mind sees more, knows more, and moves with the precision of someone who understands the weight and consequence of every action. Power derived from calmness is enduring because it is sustainable. Noise and aggression can burn brightly but quickly fade. Calmness persists. It nourishes the mind, body, and spirit, enabling continuous growth, consistent action, and unwavering resilience. When the mind is calm, the body follows, energy is preserved, focus is sharpened, and effectiveness is amplified. True power does not scream for attention. It waits, observes, and acts only when necessary, guided by clarity and purpose. Calmness is the soil in which this power grows, and strength is the fruit it bears. Flow without resistance like water, and strength will follow naturally. Water does not fight, it does not resist obstacles. Yet it overcomes all barriers, shapes the hardest stone, and finds its path through the smallest cracks. Strength lies not in rigidity, not in brute force, but in the ability to adapt, bend, and move in harmony with the moment. Unyielding are off, and BRXOKEN. Prevail low, endure, and prevail. True mastery comes from this flexibility, this willingness to yield without losing essence, to move with circumstances without being controlled by them. Flowing means observing the situation fully and responding appropriately, rather than forcing your will upon it. Life is unpredictable, filled with challenges, surprises, and opposition. To meet it with rigidity is to invite struggle and frustration. To meet it with flow is to convert obstacles into opportunity, resistance into leverage, and confusion into clarity. When the mind and body move as one, in rhythm with the present, actions become effortless, efficient, and unstoppable. There is a natural strength in yielding because it conserves energy and preserves balance, allowing you to act decisively when the moment demands. Water teaches patience as well as power. It moves around barriers, waits for openings, and does not rush unnecessarily. In the same way, a mind that flows can navigate life's turbulence with grace. Strength emerges not from forcing outcomes, but from aligning with the underlying currents of reality. Calmness, observation, and adaptability are the pillars of this power. Those who resist often expend their energy on futile struggle, while those who flow channel it with purpose and precision. Flow also cultivates resilience. When life strikes, those who are rigid may snap, while those who flow bend and recover. The ability to adjust, redirect, and continue moving forward is the hallmark of strength. It is not just about enduring, but thriving within change, transforming potential chaos into opportunity, and moving through life with balance and confidence. Ultimately, strength through flow is mastery of self and circumstance. It is knowing when to act, when to yield, and how to harmonize with the moment without losing your center. The power that comes from this flexibility is quiet but undeniable. It is unstoppable because it moves with the natural rhythm of life rather than against it. To act effectively, one must first observe. Observation is more than seeing. It is perceiving the deeper layers of reality, understanding the currents beneath the surface, and sensing what is not immediately obvious. In the midst of noise and distraction, most people rush, react, and make mistakes. They act before they understand, and in doing so, they forfeit power. True strength comes from the patience to watch, to listen, and to absorb before taking action. In silence, the mind learns to recognize patterns, anticipate movements, and discern opportunity from illusion. Observation requires stillness and presence. It is a practice of awareness that trains the senses to perceive subtleties others ignore. The world is full of cues, gestures, tones, shifts in energy that, when noticed, reveal truths that can guide every decision. Those who act without observing are blind in the storm. Those who observe gain clarity and direction. Every decision made from awareness carries precision and weight, while every impulse acted on without insight risks chaos. The patient observer sees beyond immediate appearances. They notice the intentions hidden behind words, the weaknesses masked by confidence, and the openings that only reveal themselves to the attentive. Strength is not in rushing to act, but in knowing when and how to act. The mind trained in observation is like a finely tuned instrument, capable of interpreting subtle signals and translating them into powerful, purposeful action. Observation also cultivates humility. It reminds us that we do not always know the whole picture, that appearances can deceive, and that understanding comes with patience. In moments of conflict or challenge, observing first allows one to respond intelligently rather than react emotionally. This is where true power lies, not in force, but in informed, precise, and timely action. When observation becomes second nature, actions are no longer random. Every move carries intention. Every decision is grounded in awareness, and every response is measured. Strength emerges naturally from this clarity. Those who watch, wait, and understand gain an advantage over those who act blindly. To master any situation, one must first master the art of seeing clearly, understanding fully, and observing deeply. Patience in observation is the gateway to mastery, the bridge between silence and decisive action, and the foundation upon which true power is built. Understanding comes before action, and action guided by understanding is unstoppable. Energy is not infinite, and how it is used determines the measure of strength. Noise, haste, and distraction scatter it, leaving the body and mind depleted. True power comes from preserving energy, from directing it with intention rather than wasting it on meaningless motion. Calm focus concentrates strength, turning every action into a precise, potent force. When energy is conserved and directed, small efforts yield great results, and challenges that overwhelm others become manageable. The mastery of energy is the mastery of self. Those who rush into life without discipline burn through their reserves quickly. They react impulsively, speak without thought, and act without clarity, leaving fatigue, frustration, and mistakes in their wake. In contrast, the mind that values calm focus channels energy efficiently. Each movement, each decision, each word is purposeful, magnifying the effect of every effort. Strength does not lie in the quantity of actions, but in the quality of execution. And quality is born from concentrated energy. Preserving energy begins with awareness. The quiet mind notices when it is being drained, when attention is being pulled in directions that do not serve purpose, and when effort is being expended unnecessarily. It allows one to choose where to invest power, ensuring that effort aligns with intention. This is not laziness, it is strategic, intelligent action. Like a river carving a canyon over time, energy directed with focus achieves far more than scattered force. Calm focus also sharpens perception. A mind free from distraction sees opportunities and threats clearly, enabling decisions that are efficient and effective. The energy conserved through calm awareness is then available for action that matters, action that carries weight and consequence. This is why those who act from a place of calm always appear stronger. They move with purpose, react with precision, and endure where others falter. Energy is also emotional and mental, not just physical. Unchecked worry, anger, or agitation drains the mind and body alike. Calm focus regulates emotion, channels thought, and aligns spirit with action. By preserving this inner energy, one becomes resilient, adaptable, and capable of sustaining strength over time. Strength is not in constant exertion, but in controlled, directed effort. Power emerges when energy is concentrated, when actions are intentional, and when focus is unshakable. The wise understand that to conserve energy is to magnify it. And in this balance lies the essence of mastery. Energy, once preserved, becomes unstoppable. Action without thought is like striking blindly. It may land, but more often it misses and wastes effort. True power is amplified when thought and action are aligned, when every movement flows naturally from awareness and intention. Silence and calm prepare the mind, ensuring that what is done is deliberate, precise, and effective. A reaction born of impulse may satisfy urgency, but it rarely achieves mastery. Thoughtful action, guided by clarity, transforms effort into strength and potential into reality. The mind trained in calmness and observation knows when to act and when to wait. Impulses are filtered through discernment. Emotions are checked by understanding. In this alignment, energy is not wasted on meaningless motion or reflexive response. Every gesture, every word, every decision carries weight because it emerges from awareness rather than chaos. This is the difference between mere activity and purposeful action. Activity can tire, purposeful action empowers. Alignment of thought and action also cultivates confidence. When you know your mind is clear, your intentions are true, and your actions are deliberate, hesitation fades. You move with certainty, and uncertainty cannot derail you. Those around you recognize this quiet mastery. It commands respect without force, because power is evident in precision. Thoughtful action also allows adaptation. Situations rarely unfold as planned, and obstacles appear unexpectedly. A calm mind can adjust its response without losing momentum, redirecting energy toward effective solutions. Impulse, by contrast, reacts rigidly and often escalates conflict or error. Strength lies not in reacting faster than others, but in responding more wisely. Through action guided by thought, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Simple decisions become impactful. Small efforts multiply into significant results. Life rewards those who move with intention, who act from clarity rather than chaos. Strength is built not on hasty reactions, but on measured, thoughtful steps taken at the right time. Mastery emerges when thought and action are inseparable. Silence cultivates awareness. Calm preserves clarity. Together, they transform action into power. Every move becomes a reflection of inner mastery. Every decision, an expression of strength, honed by discipline and understanding. Action without thought is noise. Action with thought is unstoppable. True strength is rarely shown through words or display. It is found within, quietly shaping every thought and action. Many seek to prove themselves through outward force, loud declarations, or dramatic gestures. But these are merely illusions of power. Real power does not need an audience. It is internal, unwavering, and evident only in the way one carries oneself, responds to challenges, and influences situations with precision and presence. Those who rely on show may impress briefly, but those who cultivate inner strength endure, influence, and prevail. Inner strength is cultivated through discipline, awareness, and self-mastery. It is the ability to remain centered amid chaos, to act decisively without being swayed by fear or ego. When the mind is calm and the heart steady, strength becomes visible not in spectacle but in presence. A person who embodies true power radiates confidence and composure, inspiring respect without demanding it. Noise and aggression are unnecessary when authority comes naturally from within. This strength also manifests in restraint. To act wisely, one must often hold back, choosing when and how to exert force. Impulsiveness dissipates energy. Deliberate action conserves it. The quiet individual who observes, evaluates, and responds deliberately demonstrates more power than one who reacts hastily or brashly. The ability to wait, to choose, and to act with purpose is the ultimate expression of mastery. Inner strength is also resilient. It does not falter in the face of criticism, adversity, or opposition. External circumstances may challenge, but they cannot shake the foundation built through self-discipline, clarity, and calm presence. A person who has mastered themselves meets difficulty with balance, responds with skill, and endures with grace. Finally, true power is humble. It does not boast, seek recognition, or demand obedience. Its authority is natural and magnetic, emanating from mastery of mind, body, and spirit. Those who rely on show may fade, but those who cultivate inner strength leave a lasting impact, influencing situations and people with quiet, undeniable presence. Mastery of self is the foundation of all true power. To conquer the world outside, one must first conquer the world within. Thoughts, emotions, and impulses shape reality more than any external force. A mind ruled by chaos or fear is powerless, no matter how strong the body or how loud the voice. Silence and calm are the tools that allow self-mastery, teaching control over reactions, clarity of judgment, and alignment of intention with action. When the self is disciplined, every challenge becomes an opportunity, every obstacle a lesson, and every decision a reflection of inner strength. Self-mastery begins with awareness, recognizing one's tendencies, triggers, and weaknesses is not weakness itself, but the first step toward control. The mind trained in observation notices patterns of thought and behavior, learning when to act, when to restrain, and when to adapt. Calmness allows the emotional currents to settle, so that reactions are deliberate rather than instinctive. In this state, energy is directed efficiently, decisions are precise, and every action carries weight. Mastery of self. One attains resilience. External pressures, criticisms, and setbacks cannot be stabilized. The storms of life are mental magnets. Unpredictable becomes energy. Strength rises from fighting everything inside. From navigating those who have mastered themselves dominate others. They influence situations, presence, insight, and intention. Self-mastery also promotes wisdom. By understanding the inner world, one perceives and resilience. Every action becomes purposeful, every choice fulfilled, and every moment an expression of inner authority. To master oneself is to wield the greatest power, for nothing external can overpower the mind that is disciplined, clear, and calm. Self-mastery is the ultimate strength.